What's up, everybody? Hopefully I get through this video before getting poured on or struck by lightning. Clouds look pretty bad. But anyway, today's video request is going to be about growing old is overrated. So yeah, let's get on. We all know someday we're going to die. We all know someday that this bullshit one day is going to come to an end. Sadly, not soon enough, like I wanted to. But, but you know, it's like how we're taught is we're born as we're babies, infants, like kids. We become kids, teenagers, adults, elderly, seniors, and then dead. But the key to life, it seems to be, is we gotta grow old. We gotta make it an old age to die, or else it's fucked up. If somebody dies young, it's a tragedy. Which I'm not saying it's not. It's a car accident or whatever. That is a tragedy. But what I'm trying to say out of this is, it's like we should only die old instead of young. If we die young, that's where people say he had such a whole life ahead of him, or he had such a whole life ahead of him, or vice versa, she had a whole life ahead of her. Meanwhile, it doesn't really matter. Once you die, you die. It doesn't matter if you die old, it doesn't matter if you die young. We're all gonna get to that stage eventually. Some people get to it sooner than others. Yes, they do, And me, just coming from me, I find those people lucky for those that it comes sooner, because they don't got to deal with this bullshit for another God knows how many more decades going on, Now, with all this being said, it's not like I'm saying let's all end it. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is people that do die young are the lucky ones, because little do they know they don't got to deal with this bullshit. We're paying bills, working all day, having constant stress or whatever. There's so many lucky people that just go to sleep and that's it. They're done. And then there's people that truly want to escape, want to die, and yet they wake up another day. This is where I said plenty of times where nothing goes the way we want it to. We want to live this life, we might just get assassinated. We might get into a bad accident. We want to die, let's say, we keep on living. We'll survive a tornado. Just because life itself sees how depressed we are living in it, but it's like, I'll let them stay alive. I'll let them keep suffering more and more. It's like life hits us with a brick both ways. It hits people that want to live with a brick because they end up dying. And it hits us with a brick because we want out so bad and we keep living. It's crazy. But at the end of the day, we all know someday this is all going to be over. But it's like the only time that it really should be over, it seems, is when we're old. And how I look at it as, who cares if you made it your whole life? I mean, if you made it your whole life as an old man, congratulations. Good for you. But if somebody didn't make it their whole life, so be it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't really fucking matter. Because what are you truly missing out? It's like people act like we're missing out on such a beautiful gift. This is a fucking living nightmare curse. It's hell. And no, it's not my opinion. It's just proven to be a fact, whether people want to accept it or don't accept it. I'm just being straightly honest of what this shithole's all about. It's like people... It's like make it sound like people missing out now that that person died young. All that person would have been doing if he or she was still alive was getting his or her stupid career, being a stupid sheep, paying the, bills, feeding the government their little money sandwiches, and then eventually getting old, having a bunch of health problems, and then die. That person got cut. That person literally cut right through the chase. That person's lucky. And no, I'm not saying he or she committed suicide. What I am saying is, though, he or she just randomly died, whether it's they go to sleep or killed or whatever. So that's what I'm basically trying to put that as. And whether people want to believe it or not, they're lucky. Because what are you truly missing out in this life? Like, if I were to die tonight, like, let's say today's currently my last day here on Earth, what would I truly miss? I can't even think of one thing. I mean, I would miss, obviously, helping people feel less alone. That I would miss. But then at the end of the day, how would I really miss that if I'm dead? If I'm dead and let's say there's nothing, I won't know anything. So it's like I never existed. So truly, I won't be missing absolute anything, if that's the case. But in all, if let's say I kid you not, if I were to die whenever I do die, whether it's God knows when, and let's say there's an afterlife and I see myself coming out of this body and I see myself like floating away from this world, I would literally give this world the finger. I would literally give this world the finger, like, yeah, finally out of that fucking death trap. Literally. I would give it the fucking finger and I would literally say hallelujah, finally, fucking finally, man. I'm away from that bullshit. Don't got to worry about bills anymore. Don't got to worry about taxes anymore. Don't got to worry about getting up early to go to work anymore. Don't got to worry about all the headaches life itself just offers. I mean, there's people that say, dude, can't you ever talk about the good things of life? What really good things of life is there? You got to always watch your back when you're going out in society. You don't know what crazy person might come up to you, mug you, stab you, shoot you, whatever. Students that are going to school, they don't know if they're going to get bullied or not. Some luck out and they don't get bullied. Some don't luck out and they get bullied like you won't believe. And my heart really goes for those poor people that are getting bullied. So we live in a world where it's just so unpredictable. We don't know what the next day awaits us, We don't know what the next day gives us. There's a way of saying that. I don't remember exactly how to say it, but but you get what I'm trying to say. We just don't know what's going to happen the next fucking day. And yet when somebody shockingly dies at a young age, this is where people say, oh, he had such a whole future ahead of him. Yeah, a whole headache ahead of him. That's how I look at it as. Living this whole life is like having a whole headache over your shoulders, literally, over your shoulders. Boom, boom. I don't look at it as they had a whole future ahead of them. If they were to continue living, they would have just kept continuing having that headache over their shoulders. That's basically where I look at my life. And just in general, humanity. Those people lucked out. People that die young, honestly, the lucky ones in so many fucking ways. Who wants to get old and have a whole bunch of problems? That's why I never understand why they call it the golden age, or why to, be thankful when you get to that. I mean, and now I have nothing against old people. I actually feel for old people. I feel bad for them. I feel bad of what conditions they have and shit. That's why it all goes where people bully them and make fun of them. If you live long enough, you stupid fuck, you're going to be just like him or her. So making fun of he's wrinkled, she looks like a turkey with that wrinkled neck thing or whatever. If you live long enough to her age or his age, you're going to possibly just be just like that. So you're basically going to be making fun of yourself one day if you so happen to make it that long till your body gets to that stage. So that's where people that die young are honestly lucky that they don't have to deal with that shit. Heck, they died young. They died fresh. Their body in that casket looks fresh instead of old and wrinkly or whatever, you know what I mean? I don't get people, bro. I just don't. People are really fucking stupid, man, if you ask me. Had a whole future ahead of them. Yeah. Paying bills, something I look forward to doing my whole decades of living this life. Working, wasting my energy, yeah, that was such a huge opportunity, a beautiful future that I so upset now that I'm going to miss on now because I died. I wanted to keep paying bills, man. I wanted to keep working hard and putting my body through wear and tear, not doing things I truly want to do, instead just do things that I'm being forced to do. Yeah, I totally look forward to that whole decades of futures doing. Yeah. Oh man, I'm so pissed I died. I wanted to do that stuff, man. I wanted to pay bills, and every time taxes came, I was so excited to see how much more it went up. It used to be this much. Now I'm excited to see it even go up this much. Oh man, why did I have to die so fucking young? Why, guys? Why did I have to die so fucking young? That was such an opportunity that I'm gonna miss now, and I'm never gonna experience it again. Thank the Lord, if there is one. But I'm just saying that figure speech wise. Just praise Jesus for fucking escaping this hellhole, man. God damn. Just saying. You know, I'm so mad that I died young, because now I never got to experience being an old man. Never experienced having a hunchback, having a whole bunch of health problems, having to see the doctor more than usual, having to be on all this medication, having, let's say, heart problems or whatever problems. Man, I'm pissed I didn't get to experience that hell. I mean, that paradise, my bad. Oh, wink, wink. Come on, man. Life's a fucking joke. And this is the thing, people are just so stupid they don't see. The young people are the fucking chosen ones. They're the lucky ones that fucking escape this shit. They truly are. And I'm not saying let's all end it, because if that was the case, obviously I wouldn't be here right now alive talking. And don't get me wrong, I do want out. But I just don't want to truly commit suicide. I don't want to end my life. And I really don't want anyone here watching these videos to do it too. Of course, at the end of the day, I can't stop nobody. Everyone should have the right to do what they wish to do, but I just don't want to encourage anyone doing those things. But wherever that goes, it goes, unfortunately. I can't control people, you know. I can barely control myself at certain things, so you know what I'm trying to say? But what I'm trying to say is people that just randomly die young, these are where people say they had such a future ahead of him, and now he's fucking gone. His life was wasted. And his life was going to be wasted either way. Wasted paying bills all the time. Working all the time. Developing some kind of mental illness in the future. Terminal illness, let's say. Who knows? But now he's not going to experience any of it. What a shame. What a shame. God bless. God friggin' bless. That person's free, man. That person's free. That person ain't got to worry about nothing anymore. At least I would hope not. If it's just lights out, obviously no. But I mean, I don't know what truly is after death. I have no idea. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just lights out. Like I said, I'm not an atheist. I'm not saying I believe in God or don't believe in God. I'm one of those people that just don't know what the hell happens. A lot of people say reincarnation's a thing. They're probably right. Do I know for sure? Absolutely not. But you just don't know. And I hope to God reincarnation's BS, but who the hell knows? I mean, there's people that probably know the answer, but how are you 100% sure? You know, that's the thing. But yeah, I mean, it's just people think that getting old is meaning that you finally completed your whole existence. I mean, yeah, you made it from birth all the way to old age. Yes, I'm not saying you didn't, if that's the case. But it's like people saying that this is how it should be. It is what it is. People not everyone dies differently. Some people die old, some people die young, some people die painfully, some people luckily die painless, you know, which I hope I'm one of those people, and everyone watching these videos, when we do eventually die, we do go peacefully. But it's the thing, it doesn't work that way. You know, life gives us different offers, I guess you could say, if that makes any freaking sense. But you die young. Honestly, if somebody dies young, I envy them. I get jealous of them. I kid you not, because they're finally escaping this hell. They're finally escaping this hell. You know, there's funny things too where people say, man, you're lucky you're 80 something years old, you don't have too much longer to deal with this. Now, I understand that is true, but think about it. That person had to go decades and decades into living this bullshit. So really, how lucky was he? He basically had to go through it. He made it all the way through that age, you know what I'm saying? But then again, I could understand too, because one good thing, he's 80 years old, and look how bad life's getting. When I'm 80 years old, if I even make it that long, God only knows what this shithole's going to be about. It's a shithole right now as I'm 26 years old, so I can imagine like another 50 years, I don't know exactly how many years, I don't feel like doing the math, but let's say right now I'm 26, and then when eventually I'm 80, God only knows what this prison planet will look like. Honestly, I'm scared to even want to know. So it's like, the truth is, life is worse now than it was back then. Life was always garbage, don't get me wrong. I always say that. Life was always, like, you know, the term America was great, when make America great again. When was it, I mean, how I look at it as, when was life ever really great? It was a little bit more manageable, a little bit more copable. Things weren't so expensive. Things were a lot cheaper. But in all, when was life fully great? There was always wars. There was always chaos. There was always chaos from the moment of, I would say, humans came in the picture. You know what I'm saying? It's like history just repeats itself. History just keeps going on, I guess you could say. Like, it just, there was always bad things happening in life. And yes, now it is getting to a whole extreme. But people say, I wish it was back then when life was better. Yeah, maybe life was a little bit better, but it wasn't great. It was never good. Life was never good. The way life became was never good, in my opinion. At least in my opinion, I'm saying. Which is probably a fact, but I'll just keep it at my opinion. But, so like, when that person that's 80 years old at the time was in his 20s, life was a lot simpler. Things were a lot cheaper. There was no technology, you know what I mean? Things were a little bit a lot cheaper. What am I saying? A lot cheaper. But still doesn't make that life was good. It was better. It was a little bit more maybe copable, but still. So now here I am, 26, seeing what hell this shit is. And then when I'm 80 years old, if I even make it that long, I can imagine how bad it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I am scared to keep going decades and decades living in this hell. That, I'll be straightly honest. I'm honestly, truly more scared of living than dying. The thing with dying, of what I'm scared is of how I'm going to die. I'm not afraid of death itself. I'm afraid of how I'm going to end up dying. Whether I have a really bad illness or whatever, yeah, that I'm scared. But I can tell you this, I think honestly, I'm more scared of living and knowing I got decades and decades and sadly decades of going on in this hell prison planet. You know, I feel like I'm more scared of knowing I got to keep living decades and decades of this shit, because I don't know what the future's going to be. I don't know how much more worse life's going to get. I can imagine. Every year it feels like it feels like a bridge just literally collapsing. Every year it just crumbles down. Something else goes downhill. This year that went downhill. Next year this will go down. I mean, that's literally what I keep experiencing as I go through the years of living this shithole life. So now, decades on top of it, oh my God, it scares me even more knowing how many more decades I possibly gotta face living this shit. So honestly, yeah, I think dying, I'm not afraid of death. I'm not. Like how I'm gonna die, yeah. And I'm sure a lot of people are afraid of how they're gonna die. That's understandable. I am too. If I know, like, I'll go to sleep tonight or whenever, and I know that's how it's gonna eventually be when I die, just gonna go to sleep one night and that's it, I wouldn't be scared at all. Because at least I know I'll go to sleep and it'll be peaceful and I just die. But just so many people die horrible ways, and it's scary. Once you're dead, though, you're finally at ease. At least I would hope. But before getting fully into death, a lot of people suffer the battle, wishing that death would just take them already. Like, bro, take me, man. Stop letting me suffer. All right, I know I'm going to die. Just fucking get it over with. Like, that type of attitude, which I can't say I blame people like that. And, you know, it's just, yeah, I mean, I'm just afraid of knowing how much more stupid and pathetic and unbearable life's going to get within the next God knows how many more decades I have here. So, yeah, if you ask me if I'm scared about that, abso-fucking-lutely. I am. But, yeah. I think I pretty much summed everything up in this video, hopefully as best as possible. Hope that everyone enjoyed, and did hear a little thunder. I'm not sure if it picked it up on camera or not, but I'm probably going to head inside because I don't want to get wet. I don't want to melt, you know. Just a little joke. But anyway, guys, going to wrap it up for there. Love you all. Please keep leaving those video requests down below, and I will try to get to as many as possible. I don't go in order. but I will try to eventually get to everyone's video requests at some point in time, so don't think I forgot about you. Could take months, could take, heck, maybe even a year from now. You know, this person will be like, holy shit, it's been a year since I put that comment and now he's talking, but, you know, at least I'm giving you the heads up, you know, but at some point I will try and get to every video request. So, yeah, and if not, that means I most likely didn't see it, so don't think I'm ignoring anybody. That's definitely not the case. I love every one of you, and I truly appreciate you all for watching, you know, supporting me and, you know, relating with me, making me feel less alone of what I say. And then in return, I'm doing the favor to you guys, making you people feel less alone. Because, you know, there's a lot of people that feel the same thing, like I'm just alone, nobody thinks this way, am I really crazy? Then you come across a video on YouTube of a guy speaking exactly how you feel, and it just gives comfort. And I'm glad I'm that guy that's giving, freaking ant on me. I'm glad I'm one of those guys giving the comfort to those people, and in return you guys are doing me the favor too, and I truly can't thank you all enough for that. So yeah, love you all guys, and until next time, peace out.